Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you are standing in a place where the earth meets the sky in a perfect straight line. The air is very warm, and the wind whispers softly against your skin. You look around, and all you see is gold. Welcome to the Sahara Desert. This is not just a place of sand and heat. It is a place of magic, mystery, and stories that are thousands of years old. On English Mindcast today, we're going to explore this giant, golden world together. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be truly alone with nature? Have you ever thought about a place so big that it covers almost a third of a whole continent? That is the Sahara. It is the largest hot desert in our world. For many people, the Sahara is a scary place. They think of it as a dead place where nothing can live. But here, we believe the desert is alive, and it has a voice. In this journey, we will listen to that voice. We will travel across the high dunes and the rocky mountains. We will meet the people who call this beautiful place home. The Sahara is a teacher. It teaches us about being strong. It teaches us about the beauty of simple things, like a cup of water or the shade of a tree. Are you ready to walk with me? Let's step into the golden light. Let's discover the secrets of the endless sands together on English Mindcast. Imagine a map of the United States or a map of China. Now, imagine a desert that is almost the same size. That is the Sahara. It covers over 3 million square miles across North Africa. Many people think the Sahara is only sand dunes. They see pictures of giant hills of orange sand. These are called ergs, and they are beautiful. Some of these dunes are taller than the tallest buildings in a city. But did you know that sand is only a small part of the Sahara? Most of the desert is actually made of hard rocks and flat stones. There are also tall mountains that reach up to touch the clouds. The landscape changes every few miles. In one place, you might see white salt flats that look like snow. In another place, you see dark black rocks that look like they came from another planet. The sky in the Sahara is just as important as the ground. During the day, the sky is a bright, deep blue. There are no trees or buildings to hide the sun. You feel very small under such a big sky. When the sun goes down, the magic really begins. The air becomes cool and fresh. The sky turns purple, then orange, and finally a deep, dark black. Have you ever seen the Milky Way? In the desert, there are no city lights. The stars look like bright diamonds spilled on a black blanket. It is the most beautiful ceiling in the world. The Sahara is a canvas. Nature uses the wind to paint shapes in the sand. It uses the sun to paint colors in the sky. It is a masterpiece that changes every single day. Can you imagine walking through this landscape? One moment you are climbing a hill of soft sand. The next moment you are walking on ancient stones. The variety of the desert is truly amazing. Nature has many secrets. One of the biggest secrets of the Sahara is its past. Today, it is dry and hot, but it was not always this way. Thousands of years ago, the Sahara was green. Imagine that. Instead of sand, there were tall grasses and big trees. Instead of dry rocks, there were flowing rivers and deep blue lakes. How do we know this? We know because the desert kept a record. Deep in the middle of the desert, there are mountains with caves. Inside these caves, there is ancient rock art. Early humans painted pictures on these stone walls. They painted giraffes, elephants, and hippos. These are animals that need a lot of water and green plants to live. They also painted people swimming in lakes. Can you imagine people swimming in the middle of what is now a dry desert? It sounds like a dream, but it was real. Scientists call this the African humid period. About 10,000 years ago, the rain fell often. The Sahara was a paradise for animals and humans alike. But slowly, the earth tilted a little bit. The rains moved away, the rivers dried up, and the green grass turned to yellow dust. The desert began to grow. This reminds us that our planet is always changing. The Sahara is a library of history. Every grain of sand covers a story of a world that used to be green. When you walk on the sand today, you are walking over ancient lakes. You are walking where forests once stood. The wind carries the whispers of that green past. It makes us think about time. It makes us wonder what the world will look like in another 10,000 years. The desert is a window into the long life of our Earth. You might think that nothing can live in a place with so little water. But life is very strong. Life finds a way to sing even in the harshest places. The animals of the Sahara are masters of survival. Take the camel, for example. We call the camel the ship of the desert. It can travel for many days without drinking a single drop of water. How does it do this? It doesn't store water in its hump. It stores fat. This fat gives the camel energy when there is no food. Also, camels have special eyelashes to keep the sand out of their eyes. Then there is the fennec fox. It is a tiny, cute fox with very large ears. Those ears are not just for hearing. They help the fox stay cool by letting heat out of its body. Even the plants are smart. Some desert plants have very long roots. These roots go deep, deep into the ground to find hidden water. Other plants have thick leaves that hold water like a bottle. Many animals in the Sahara sleep during the hot day. They come out at night when it is cool. This is called being nocturnal. Under the moonlight, the desert becomes a busy place. Think about the resilience of these creatures. They do not complain about the heat. They do not give up because it is dry. They change themselves to fit the world around them. There is a lesson for us here. Life does not have to be easy to be beautiful. Even in the driest sand, a small flower can bloom after a tiny bit of rain. The Sahara is not empty. It is full of life that is quiet and brave. It is a persistent song that the wind carries across the dunes. Can you hear it? It is the sound of survival. It is the sound of life saying, "I am here, and I am strong." Imagine you have been walking for days. Your throat is dry and your skin is hot. Suddenly, you see a splash of bright green on the horizon. Is it a trick of the eye? No, it is an oasis. An oasis is like a miracle. It is a place where water from deep underground comes up to the surface. It creates a small paradise in the middle of the dry sand. Oases are the beating hearts of the Sahara. Without them, people could not travel across the desert. They are places of rest, safety, and life. At an oasis, you will find the date palm tree. This tree is very important. It gives sweet fruits to eat. Its big leaves provide shade from the burning sun. Its trunk provides wood for building. Water is the most precious thing in the world here. In an oasis, people share the water carefully. They use small channels to give water to every garden. Because of this water, oases become small towns. People grow vegetables, fruits, and grains. You can hear the sound of birds singing and children laughing. For a traveler, arriving at an oasis is a moment of pure joy. It is a place to drink cold water and sit under a green tree. It feels like home, even if you are far away from your own house. Have you ever felt very tired and then found exactly what you needed? That is what an oasis feels like. It reminds us that even in the hardest times, there is always a place of refreshment. Oases tell us that life and water are connected. They show us that nature can be kind, even in a place as tough as the Sahara. They are the green jewels of the desert. The Sahara is not just home to animals. It is home to people. For thousands of years, nomadic tribes have lived here. Nomadic means they do not stay in one house. They move with their animals. One of the most famous groups is the Tuareg. They are often called the Blue People because of the blue robes they wear. The indigo dye from their clothes sometimes stains their skin. The Tuareg are experts of the desert. They do not need a GPS or a map. They read the stars at night. They understand the shape of the dunes and the direction of the wind. For the Tuareg, the desert is not a wall. It is a home. They have a deep wisdom about nature. They know where to find water and how to stay safe during a storm. Hospitality is very important to the people of the Sahara. If a stranger comes to their tent, they offer them tea. They believe that everyone is a guest of the desert. Sahara tea is special. It is usually green tea with lots of mint and sugar. They pour it from high up to make bubbles on top. They say the first glass is bitter like life, the second is strong like love, and the third is sweet like death. The nomadic spirit is about freedom. It is about living with only what you need. These people do not care about big cars or fancy phones. They care about their family, their animals, and the open sky. What can we learn from the Tuareg? Maybe we can learn to trust our instincts. Maybe we can learn to be more welcoming to strangers. The people of the Sahara show us that humans can belong anywhere. They have a connection to the earth that many of us have forgotten. They are the true soul of the sand. Living in the Sahara is not easy. It is a life of endurance. Endurance means keep going even when things are very difficult. The temperature in the Sahara can be crazy. During the day, it can be 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That is hot enough to cook an egg on a rock. But at night, the temperature can drop below freezing. Your body has to work very hard to stay healthy. And then there is the wind. Sometimes the wind picks up the sand and creates a haboob, or a sandstorm. A sandstorm is like a wall of dust moving toward you. You cannot see, you cannot breathe easily. You must cover your face and wait for the wind to stop. It is a test of patience. But the biggest challenge is water. In the desert, water is more valuable than gold. Finding a well is a matter of life or death. In the past, people traveled in large groups called caravans. They had hundreds of camels carrying salt, gold, and spices. These journeys took months. Many people did not make it. Why did they do it? They did it because they were brave. They did it to provide for their families. They did it because humans have a natural desire to explore and trade. This resilience is beautiful. It shows that the human heart is stronger than the heat. It shows that we can face our fears and cross the widest deserts. Think about a time in your life when you had to be brave. Maybe you were tired, but you did not stop. That is your own desert journey. The Sahara reminds us that we are capable of more than we think. Every step in the sand is a victory. Every cup of water found is a reason to celebrate. The Sahara is an ancient place, but it is also part of our modern world. Today, the desert is changing again. Now, you might see a nomad using a cell phone to check the weather. You might see a truck driving where camels used to walk. The past and the present are meeting in the sand. Scientists come to the Sahara to study many things. Some study the stars because the air is so clear. Others study the sand to learn about climate change. The Sahara is also becoming a place for clean energy. Because there is so much sun, many countries are building large solar power plants. These plants use the sun's heat to make electricity for millions of people. But there are also problems. The desert is growing. This is called desertification. Because of climate change and cutting down trees, the sand is moving into places where people grow food. People are fighting back. There is a project called the Great Green Wall. Many African countries are working together to plant a long line of trees across the continent. They want to stop the sand and bring life back to the soil. Tourism is also growing. People from all over the world come to ride camels and sleep under the stars. They want to feel the peace of the desert for themselves. The Sahara is still relevant today. It is not a forgotten place. It is a place of science, energy, and hope. It is a place that helps us understand our future on this planet. As we look at the Sahara today, we see a balance. We see the old ways of the nomads and the new ways of technology. Both are part of the story. How do we protect such a special place? We start by learning about it. We start by respecting its power and its beauty. Our journey is coming to an end. We have traveled a long way together through the golden sands. We have seen the giant dunes and the rocky mountains. We have heard the whispers of the green past. We have met the animals that survive the heat and the people who carry the nomadic spirit. The Sahara leaves a lasting impression on everyone who sees it. It makes you feel very small, but it also makes you feel very connected to the world. What is the lesson of the Sahara? Perhaps it is that beauty can be found in the most difficult places. Perhaps it is that we must be patient, like the people waiting for the rain. The desert is a place of silence. In our busy world, silence is a gift. It gives us space to think. It gives us space to wonder. When you think of the Sahara now, I hope you don't just think of a dry wasteland. I hope you think of the blue people drinking tea. I hope you think of the fennec fox with its big ears. I hope you think of the stars at night. The Sahara is a reminder that our Earth is a living, breathing thing. It changes, it grows, and it has secrets we are still learning. As you go back to your daily life, take a little bit of the desert's peace with you. Remember that you are strong. Remember that, like a desert flower, you can bloom even when things are tough. Thank you for walking with me through the endless sands. The Sahara will always be there, waiting with its golden light and its ancient stories. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep wondering. The world is a very big, beautiful place. Until next time, my friends.